Let's get started with the Tree Frog booth, definitely one of my first stops at this year's Essen, and there is Martin Wallace himself. Yeah, and then he's gone. Of course, Queen Games was also present with a lot of booth and a lot of space. And as you can see, there are a lot of Queen Games sessions active at this point in time. Yeah, and here are definitely some more. And we are still in Hall 1, and hey, there is Atipia Games, and I think they are presenting Project Elite at this year's Essen, so I will definitely have a look and see what they have to offer. And wow, these are definitely a lot of awesome looking coins. And finally, here we have the game itself. Let's pass this pile of Homeland, of course, close to the Gale Force 9 products, to this awesome local tabletop model. I will certainly have a closer look on this one here. Nice! And here we come to Mistfall Paradise. I certainly went through the campaign extension, which I kinda missed doing the Kickstarter campaign. And yeah, I think there is actually a session going on. Let's enter Hall 2. You mainly find RPG games, war games and comic books here, but this year's Spiel was a little bit different as there were some really cool publishers present here as well. You also find nice little shops here where you can buy games for a decent price and sometimes very cool antiques here as well, though this is definitely worth having a look. This huge egg is close to the Ultra Pro booth, but I highly doubt you can sleeve any cards with it. And here we find one of those fantasy booths in Hall 2. You also find booths that are selling meat, so if you really try to escape reality, then Hall 2 might be the right place for you. And here we have a closer look on Waste Nights, which was definitely on my list this year, so I really hope to get a chance to try it out. Trash and Roll also looked pretty intriguing, but to be honest, most of the game at the booth of the so-called Polish Publishing League looked pretty amazing, to be honest. So here we see Ortis, for example, and also they were using pretty decent tables. Also in Hall 2 you find some amazing tabletop equipment and accessories like this awesome model here. Of course, the fantasy setting is also available here. Look at those detailed and nicely painted miniatures from this tabletop game here. Really cool. Speaking of tabletop, here we have the booth of Tabletopia. Pretty big in size, to be honest, and I'm pretty sure we can expect a lot on this platform in the near future. And here we see a prototype of a game I'm really looking forward to, and as you can see, this is clearly Nina and Pinta. And here we already left Hall 2 right into the Galleria, where you find a lot of food booths and the animation for the little ones, and wow, I think they're really having a lot of fun. The booth for Tricarion really blasted me away at last year's Spiel, and I was really happy to see them again, and again seeing them with this nicely decorated booth. I was also happy to see some presentation of Geek and Sun, basically the standard for gaming tables, I believe, and what the guy here presented was really impressive. Especially the liquid protection system seems to be absolutely awesome. Okay, what have we found here? This is definitely an interesting looking booth. Do you want to join me to check it out? And yeah, of course I did, and to be honest, I was so flashed by this presentation, I basically forgot to ask what this game is all about, or even what the name actually will be. This is also a very nice system for tabletop gamers because all these models can be folded together, so they are way cheaper than all plastic models and such. Also in Hall 7 I found those awesome models here, and yeah, I think This guy over there looks like, yeah, a variation of an ATST. And here we have the booth of the 7th continent, which is dominating the hotness on the Geek for weeks now. It's also dominating Kickstarter. Here we see a session in play. Yep, that's to confirm it. It's definitely the 7th continent. Definitely a very, very interesting game. This was one from my wish list of this year's Essen, the producer. And yeah, you will definitely see a walkthrough of it. Back in the Galleria, off to Hall 3. Here we have a giant version of Spinderella, really looking nice. And yeah, the kids really seem to have fun here. Still in the Galleria, and look at the tremendous amount of tiles here. I would have killed for this in my childhood. No, I was not on my way to the toilets. I've just entered Hall 3, where I think the most popular publishers are present. And here we see a session of Cold Express and an awful lot of tables regarding Pandemic and Pandemic Legacy. Yep, a lot of games going on, and I think they're clearly having fun. I was really not aware of this cute little Zombies Junior Edition. Definitely something for my little one. And there is Pretzel Games, really nice presentation for the game Flick 'em Up. And in case you are interested, here is an actual game taking place. Hello Pegasus Spiele. Oh, and it seems Yellow tries to sneak into the scene here. But coming back to the Pegasus booth, here you see Mega Civilization, and from what I heard it's around 10 kilos of components. What do we have here? It's Kick It, a pretty decent sized football game, and definitely not for everyone's kids' room. Looks definitely cool, and I really like how smooth these figures seem to slide over this artificial lawn. Now that's what I call a decent sized ball track, huh? Nice job, Hubbard. Wow, an empty gaming table. That's definitely something you won't see on a Saturday, that's for sure. Rattle Battle Grab the Loot. Complicated name, but cool little game it seems. I went for the Duke de Crazy expansion at the Portal booth, by the way. And here a nice looking booth for Mysterium, which was sold out last year in a matter of hours. And last but not least, a pretty cool presentation for Mafia de Cuba. With a final look on the amazing Days of Wonder booth, I end my little Essen walkthrough. Hope you liked it, and yeah, see you around.